Estimate 123% of 250. So 123% is pretty close to 125%. So we can use 125% of 250 as our estimate. So how do you figure out 125%? Well, I like to do this. I like to say 125% equals 100% plus 25%. So you can figure out 100% of 250, which is simply 250, and then 25% of 250. And if you want to do 25% of 250, you can say 1/4 times 250, or you can say 0.25 times 250, whichever way you want to do it. Or you could just say 250 divided by 4. All of these are correct. So let's see, 250 divided by 4, I'll just go with that one. I'm going to reduce it down by 2, that's going to be 125 over 2. And 125 doesn't divide evenly by 2, so that means we're going to have to do a long division anyways. So 2 divided into 125, 2 goes into 12 6 times, subtract, and you get 0.5. 2 goes into 5 twice, 2 times 2 is 4, subtract, you get 1, bring down the 0. 2 goes into 10 5 times, 5 times 2 is 10, subtract, and you get 0. So you get 62.5. So you get 62.5. So you can add the 250 and the 62.5. So 250 plus 62.5. Bring down the 5. 0 plus 2 is 2. 5 plus 6 is 11. Carry the 1, 3. So you get 312.5 as an estimate. And this is an interesting situation because typically you wouldn't have a 0.5 for estimating, but because of the nature of this dividing by 2, it just worked out to be 62.5. You could put 313 if you felt better about it, but either way is all right there. And another way to do this one, besides adding 100% plus 25%, is you could just say 1.25 and then times 250. And then you can multiply that out, and that'll give you another estimate. So that would look like 1.25 times 250 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 12, carry the 1, 6, and then 2 zeros. 5 times 2 is 10, carry the 1, 5, 2, then add 0, 5, 2, 11, carry the 1, 3, and then 2 decimal places. So you still get 312.50, which is the same as this one up here. So we can use either estimate, 312.5 or 313. 313 sounds more like an estimate because it doesn't have a 0.5. So let's compare with the actual amount of 123% of 250. And we're going to do 1.23 times 250. That's 123% of 250. 307.5. So we were saying 312.5 or 313. Both of those are pretty close. So those are good estimates there.